Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we got a map from a creator we've done 4 times in the past, episodes 620, 677, 789 and 816, where they typically get 10 or 11 stars. With one exception, episode 789, where they got 9 stars, which is generally the pass mark, but it's not a pass mark if you get 1 star for gameplay potential. It was a little bit of an oopsie map. Now, if you de-oopsify it and make it game playable, well, that 9 jumps up to maybe 12, possibly even a 13. So that was actually a good map, just on the balance. So today's map, well, it's going to be in those same category again. It's a really lush, lovely feeling map with some fine quality within, and I think you're going to like it. Meanwhile, liking this channel really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Hallbrook by Simblas. Now have a look at that thumbnail. Which theme do you think this is today? Have a little think. Right, the start square looks like this. Again, very usable indeed. We have got terrain heights. It's a realistic feeling map. Some realistic looking hills, a slight undulation throughout. Then we have resources, a little bit light. I don't see any. Oh, there's a little hint of fertile land there, I think, and possibly a hint of oil. And then if you go over, if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, then you can see what you got there. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC required today. We're using the autumn order tree pack and network extensions too, and we'll be using the vanilla temperate theme, along with relight to average, because somebody forgot to reset the LUT to realistic 1.2. Now relight to average is quite a neutral LUT. It's a little bit richer in the greens, etc., than the realistic 1.2, but there's not so much of a difference that it's gonna really throw your judgment. And so yes, wrong LUT, bad bonbon. Bad bonbon. Okay, so now today's map, it's got some pretty nice a nice vibe to the aesthetics. I like in the networking. I really don't even mind these little cliffy bits on the side of the road here. I think that actually adds a little bit to the definition. Now there are places that these little cliffy sides are a little bit too harsh for the kind of style of map that we are looking at, but certainly in places I don't mind it too much. Like we've got a slight embankment here, which feels natural and believable, and so I'm going to allow it. Oh, how generous of me! I'm going to allow it. No, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing to complain or talk about. Now, choosing the autumn order tree set, I think it gives this map a really unique vibe to it. The forests, when we get to the forests, are a really lovely shape, and a lot of thought and planning has gone into the forests. So it just makes you want to build on the map. Because the map, if the woods and forests were done a different way, this map could be a little bit ordinary. I think the choice of trees, and the choice of a vanilla theme really make this map pop. The cliff edge alongside of the road here, I'm struggling with a little bit personally. Now, we've got this Germain Intersection, and you may notice some shenanigans going on. And that's because there are shenanigans going on. Well, we'll take a look. You'll notice over here we have the Dolphins with the cars and trucks doing some leaping for joy. Are they doing this by accident, or is it on purpose? I'm not so sure. Why puns are any good anymore, I don't know. You may notice some speeding going on there, and we'll check that out. There you go, there's one. You'll notice it's going on out this end as well. These are fairly easy to fix. I'm just waiting to see if we can get anything flying across the screen at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Maybe that blue truck. Oh, there, the donut van went, didn't it? Blue truck. Blue truck. Nope. Donut. No, sorry, hot dog van. No, he's going the other way. What about that car? No, no, no. White car. Nope. Oh dear. When you want one to do it, it doesn't. Is there any cars coming? Here's one. No, here's one. Red tractor. Red tractor. Hey, there he goes. Right, so we've got a little bit of a problem. Okay, that's fair to say. Obviously, not an intersection that has been tested before uploading to the workshop, which is a shame. Let's have a little look over here. This okay over here? A little bit of terrain glitching at the sides of the roads. Needs a little bit of smoothing out there. But let's see if we can't do some fixing here. Let's use Move It to have a look at the node placement. Now, they're pretty close together there. What about, is there any nodes over here that are close? No, right. So it's these nodes here that are a little bit too close to each other, and it's just causing this glitching. So I'm just going to do a little move of the node. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of a nudge of the node. Somewhere around about here, just trying to get rid of some of the glitching around it. And I'll do maybe a little bit of a bend in here. This isn't a perfect job. As always, I'm only doing quick fixes here and making it aesthetically work. And there you go. That's fixed that one. And we've probably got similar issues going on elsewhere across the intersection. Just a little bit more work around the intersection, be fine. We've got the embankment here with and it's been nicely masked by the trees, and I like it. I think it's been, again, very well done. We'll find our way around here, and again, nice elevated bridge. So a bridge cutting into the environment a little bit. I don't mind that either. And we're staying elevated until we slowly come down to ground level right here with another embankment. So yes, it's what I'm going to call a lazy map. Not lazy so much as in it's lazy work, but it just feels really sort of like somewhere you just go for a nice casual stroll, walk alongside the river, feed the swans, that kind of thing. The whole map just feels really laid back. And while there are a couple of bits of work where you do need to check your map, and that would have fixed the intersection, we're not saying that's lazy work. It's maybe an oversight possibly, but the whole map just has this really lovely, easy vibe to it, and I'm a big fan of this kind of map. A big fan. Right, okay, start square, which means somewhere we'll have an asset of the day. I'll pop 3 of them down here. It's the 2017 Aston Martin DB11 by M.HA. M.HA, fairly new to the workshop, certainly of the Steam Weekly Chart Show. First time on this week. And what a great way to turn up with an Aston Martin or 3. Nice. Factoids, because factoids. The phrase, the 3R... No, hang on, we did that the other day. An elephant's trunk. There you go. An elephant's trunk can hold 1.5 gallons of water. As long as it stays in the trunk and doesn't get sprayed over me, I'm quite happy with that one. So, excuse me. So, 2017's Aston Martin DB11. I have one parts on the driveway, one in the garage, and one off at the car show, because the people like to come pay me money to view their... Oh no, that's not right, is it? I'd love one of these. It'd be great. I couldn't afford to run one, but I'd love one. M.HA. M.HA, our asset creator of the day. What a lovely... Now, I've plopped those down as props using a vehicle to prop mod to make sure I could just keep them still enough to be able to use them. But they are actually vehicles within the game, and they will drive about. So there we are. Right, this bridge is very sound work. Totally buying into that one. And then we'll come across the other side of the river, and the highways come back together very smoothly. And I'll say that is throughout the map there is really a good work, and then just occasionally you get something where you go, ooh, that's an oversight. And when I've made maps in the past, it's always a good idea just to follow the road along. Oh, I told you what I wanted to tell you a joke yesterday, and I completely forgot. So let's do this joke, shall we? Shall we? Right. Normally it's a joke about the Irishman, but I'm going to try and be politically correct and swing it back onto the jolly old English. This intersection here is a little bit clunky. Especially with the off-ramp. We'll check that one out in a moment. So yes, John goes across to Ireland and gets a job as a labourer, putting up telegraph poles. And he's working with Paddy, Murphy and Mick. And the foreman gives him a truck with 20 telegraph poles on it and says to him, you've got to put as many of these up in one day as you can. Now the road here, I like the bridge. I just don't like the way the road enters onto the bridge here. A little bit of a wibble on there. I'd like to see that a little bit smoother. But the bridge is beautifully done. Road over rail. I think it looks exquisite. So all credit to Simblas for that. We are following the rail now, obviously. And so, yes, so he sends him out on the first day. He comes back at the end of the first day and he's put up 2 telegraph poles. And the foreman says to him, look, Paddy, Murphy and Mick, they've each put up 10 and you've put up 2. You've got to do better tomorrow. Oh, I really like this junction over here, by the way. Really loving this. This is very polished. Got a little bit of catenary chaos going on down here with catenaries on the line. But I'm just loving the shape of it. So I'm going to just ignore that for now. So, and then it goes into a tunnel, which we'll follow through to the other side. So anyway, second day, he goes out and John comes back and he's put up 4 telegraph poles. Paddy, Murphy and Mick, however, have each put up 15. The foreman says, you've got to do better tomorrow because the Irish boys, they do it. Oh, hang on, we've got a drowned tree. He's wearing his trunks. That's funnier than joke, I'm telling you, by the way. So finally, the final day, John comes back and he's put up 8. Paddy, Murphy and Mick have cleared their trucks completely. The foreman says, this is not good. I'm going to have to let you go. He says, look, they've all put up 20 each and you've put up barely 10. And John says, yes, to be sure. But look how much theirs are sticking out of the ground. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, sorry. Here, my only grumble with the rail here is on this route, we have got an embankment with a cutting. What? I'm sure there's going to be loads of pictures of embankments with cuttings coming to me now from you guys, but for me, intermission.
Philosophical question. What exactly is This Old Gamer? Is it an at-home shopping network? A cover band channel? The only real way to find out is go check it out for yourself. This Old Gamer is the most unique, entertaining, and funny Cities Skylines channel ever created. And I build some pretty cool stuff too. And with you coming along for the ride, nothing can stop us.
Have you taken the trash out yet?
Check it out. I gotta go.
And we are back to Hallbrook by Simblas and the shipping routes. Now, there might be a bit of shipping clipping through the pillar on that first bridge, but the second bridge is perfectly fine. And this follows a really sensible, right up the middle of the river route that I think is very well worked. No complaints. Up through the top part of the map here, avoiding the sandbank. Good work there. Many a shipping route has gone through a sandbank in the past. We have the little split here and another split here, all smoothly done, loops around into the harbour area and then out, down and off the edge of the map over here. Water flow. Now this is the river that runs through the start square. It's not a heavy water flow, so those of you that like to draw and pump, well, this isn't going to be a strong one for you, but you do have access to this bit of water down here as well. So you could probably get started with it and then move on to bigger and better things. Overview, look at the aesthetics. That's all the river. I love the shape of the river. Now the river could be tapered a little bit with a smoothing tool here and there. It does look a little bit like a gouged river, but not in the way that normally we see gouged rivers. It's 3/4 of the way to being a very nice looking river. The forests, on the other hand, look freaking amazing. I love the shapes of these. I think it's probably worked very nicely with the terrain, and it just gives a unique vibe. We don't see many maps with this kind of vibe. Over here we have got, I think this is the ore, a different resource being used over here, and again this just has a completely different sort of foliage over here as well, and that's just so cleverly done, using the different foliage and the different resources to bring the map to life, using just simple tools like that. And loving the islands over here also. But what do you think? Do you love it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Now hit that I button in the top right hand corner of your screen. We need more people voting on these maps. The votes are slipping a little bit now, so let's not be lazy. Let's go and vote on the map like I'm about to do. Aesthetically, I think it's strong. It pops. Doesn't quite go to the next level. There's a little bit of finishing needs doing here and there to make it a proper top level map. But I still think it's 4 stars. It's striking. It's memorable. Memorable equals aesthetic equals 4 stars. Lowish though. Detailing, on the whole, pretty good, but there's just enough holding it back that prevent it from being 4 stars. It's not a 2-star map. There are 1 or 2 things, but I'm gonna go for a medium-high 3 with a little shout, of course, to the pinging intersection. That does need some work. I probably need to drop that grading down a little bit, but never mind. And then gameplay potential, yes, it's strong, very, very strong. I'm gonna go for a high 4 with the only thing holding it back, some work needs doing here and there. Hallbrook by Simblas. That is a very lovely looking map with a really nice shape and a really nice vibe to it, and just a couple of things that need fixing. Just always play test your maps. Always play test them. Look out for the little things like cars flying through the air at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Little things like that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day into the comments. You'll be part of our secret society. And check out others to see whether they've used the word too. And I'll see you tomorrow with another What's Map. Thanks for watching.